Basics of Microsoft PowerPoint. PowerPoint is a presentation graphics program that lets you create slideshows. And that's mainly what we'll be using it for. You can make a photo album out of PowerPoint, which I'll show, and collages. But really we're going to use it for presentations. And with presentations, that can include handouts, outlines, speaker notes, slides, etc. And we know with PowerPoint, slides can contain text and various visual content such as videos, pictures, text boxes, etc. We're going to get into that. But this is just the basics of the early basics, I should say, of using PowerPoint. Of course, to save, there are two ways to save. If I bring my pointer to the top left, I have my save icon here, or if I go to the button here, could also be under File, and I click the drop down, and I select Save. Okay, I can then save it how I want to. In the file name, I can erase this, and I could give it a name, example. All right, PowerPoint automatically calls whatever presentation you have presentation 1. And once I hit save, you can see it changed the top from presentation 1 to then what I called it. To close a PowerPoint, I can go to what would be File and Close, or I can also, on my keyboard, if I hold Control W, which I'm not going to do now, I can get rid of the PowerPoint, or if I select the red X on the top right, I can close as well. To open any new PowerPoint presentation, I go to File, Open, and once search for whatever PowerPoint I'm looking for, and I can open it from there. If I want to enter text, what you see on the PowerPoint in front of you, we have a title placeholder with the marks with the dash. That's called placeholders. That's where we enter our text. And we also have a subtitle placeholder. If I want to enter text, I would just click. Once I click, you can see I get sizing handles. I have these two buttons in the middle, in the corner, and there I can make my text placeholders bigger or larger. I click and I can just call this my presentation. If I wanted to give my PowerPoint a theme, and themes provide background, color, fonts, bullets, I would go to the Design tab, and in the Themes group, I have all my themes up top. If I don't want to click on one, but want to see how it looks, if I keep my pointer on rest, that brings up the name and also the theme. So I can just put my pointer on rest, see the different themes. I can also click down here on the More button and see more themes. And I'm going to go with this one, the urban theme, and then it changes my PowerPoint to the theme. If I'm in a presentation I want to check spelling, I would go to the Review tab, and in the Proofing group, I have my spell check here. To insert new slides, okay, if I go in my Home tab, in my Slides group, I could just press New Slide, and what PowerPoint would do is whatever it decides would be the appropriate next slide. Since I have a title slide here, it's going to give me a slide here where I can start inserting bullets and content. If I want to also insert slides, I can hit Control M on my keyboard. To change the slide layout, which arranges standard objects to make them more attractive, I can change my layout in the Slides group here. I click the drop down, and I can change my layout here to whatever I prefer. If I want to enter a new slide, but have a different slide, say a title and content slide, rather than whatever PowerPoint gives me, if I click the drop down, I can select my new slide here. I can also reuse slides. I can duplicate selected slides that I have already selected, and slides from an outline from, say, Microsoft Word. If I want to move from slide to slide, of course, I can click with my cursor, I can move the up and down button on my keyboard. I have the buttons on the right here to move up or down to previous next slide, or I can click on my scroll bar in the empty space to move. So if I'm this slide here, I can also enter content here as well. So we can just call this background. Excuse me. All right, we could say born, etc. I can insert text here, or where I'm in my slides tab. But if I go to my outline tab, I can insert text here. So say I want to insert text on slide 2, right? If I just type, it will make my title for me. If I hit enter, right, it creates a extra slide, which we don't want that. So if I were to hit enter, okay, I can go to my paragraph group and increase or decrease my list level. So if I increase my list level, it then changes on my outline group, and then I can make a bullet here instead of going within the active slide. All right. Or if I hit enter, I can continue with that. So a way to add in text, I can also click enter and hit tab and create a bullet here as well. And if I hit enter and tab again, okay, it will increase my list level. And lastly, if I want to print, I can go to File and Print. Bring this up. Where it says color grayscale, I can print in color or pure black and white. I can print every slide, or I can print in handouts. And what you see here on the right is one page. I can print 6 slides. And my print range, I could print all slides, or I could just print the current slide that I'm on, or I could just select slides that I want to print. So the very, very basics of Microsoft PowerPoint.